Basic physics. If you want to hit an object with something like an axe or softball bat, the hands must be pulled back as the hips start open. This creates a solid link between the hips and the bat head. When the hands are back, the lead arm is close to straight, and it's the key for transferring the rotational power of the hips through the midsection up to the shoulders. As the lead shoulder opens, this lead linkage brings the hands and the bat knob forward in an arc. There's an extension of the lead and top arm, creating a short lag, and finally a torque of the wrist and continuing top arm extension to whip the bat head around from lag to impact with a smooth follow through, all while the hips continue to rotate open. When the hands come back with the lead arm straightening, the rear elbow goes down to your side, called the slot position. Here the knob faces the direction we will create the lag at, either side of parallel to the ground. This allows the bat to lag properly, followed by the arm extension and snap of the wrists. If your hands do not draw back, you cut short your power and bat speed, and good consistency is not achieved. The connection of having the hands pulled back as you come down on your front foot is absolutely a key element. You see it in every great swing. Yet it's interesting what perception is. Some of the pros have told us before that they never bring their hands past the starting position of the chest, yet we watch them in slow motion, and it's such a subtle move to bring that back all the way. Almost every great hitter, 95% of them, 99% of them do it. Talk a little bit about how important connection is and how that allows you to get that snap of the hips and the wrist at the same time.
Well, yeah, every good hitter that you watch on video, they get their hands back in a position right here, because I mean, if you're gonna hit something with the bat and you just step forward and don't move your hands, all you can do is just turn and swing with your arms. So perception is a big thing with it, because some of the guys, you look at their swing on video, if they're telling us they're not pulling their hands back, but you watch on tape and they're pulling them back like this, well, it might be more of you're not actually getting the feeling of pulling your hands back necessarily, but your hands stay where they are. So when you're in your stance here and someone takes a great stride towards the ball, I don't necessarily feel like my hands got pulled back uncomfortably there. It was more like they just stayed where they were in my stance. So here, during the wind and here.
Some hitters will say they step away from that. I've seen in baseball, they step away from the hands, that's that term there. Also, if you wind, if you leave your hands where they are, and if you counter rotate your upper body, that in essence brings your hands back too.
Right, like I was saying in the drill before, it's not really me pulling my hands back that actually moves them on video when you're watching. It can just be my counter rotation. So even if I don't necessarily move my hands like this, if I move my upper body into that good counter rotation as I stride, all I'm doing is turning my shoulders, and that's actually pulling my hands back or winding my hands back, which is accomplishing the same thing without necessarily having that thought in your head of pulling the hands back. But if you can wind or counter rotate, your hands will get back into a good position so that you can strike the ball.
When you get your hands back in that connection position, you feel your right lat, and that just means that your hips are connected to your core muscles all the way to the shoulders, all the way to the hands, and as soon as you turn your hips, the hands and the knob are going to follow.
Yeah, because if I feel tension in my lat and all the way through my arm here, because if this was loose or limp, all I could do was turn and swing around with my arms. I don't have that good connection here to power the swing around and then bring the snap with it. So you have to get into that good connected position, and then to start the swing, you have to keep this rigid and pulling around, and then the snap comes with it.
Even though you start with your hands back and go in your starting stance, it's one thing you see this rather dramatic about our teaching style, whether it be for baseball, fast pitch, or slow pitch. Your hands are back in a starting position there, but as you take your stride, you pull your hands back, and most people who start in that position will pull them back a little bit more, or they'll drop them down and get a little conductor's dip in it, and you see a little bit of timing motion in everybody's hands. So just because you start with them back doesn't mean they're stationary there, but you get a little bit of a timing movement out of there as you take your stride and counter rotate.
Yeah, even if I have them back to start, I still get a little bit of a motion for timing and things like that. It's no different than someone that starts with them right here and pulls them down and then brings them back to that same position. It's just easier and more consistent to be able to start right on that line and pull them back than it is to have to, you know, take your hands off playing, then get them back, and then try to guide them through the zone. And that's why we start in this position here with guys, so that they can just think turn and snap right away, instead of having, for rec guys, it's hard for them to go from here all the way to the connected position and then reroute the bat all the way to here and then try to snap at the very end. There's no time for that. It's either going to drag down or they're only going to get this much snap. Whereas if I start with my hands in that good position, get in the connected position, I can just turn and snap that entire way. I'm picking up a lot of bat speed and a lot of bat whip through that zone by starting in the good position.
Bears in studio taking calls to see if you're living the DeMarini softball high life.
Yes, caller number 1.
I'm enjoying a glass of Jack, having a smoke, and getting all hot and bothered watching Bear on the Swing Makeover show. Am I living the softball high life?
Oh yeah, you're living the DeMarini softball high life. Good job. We love it.
Hey Bear, just got done with a spirited game of Frisbee softball. Now we're kicking back with a little Not Your Dad's root beer. Are we living the softball high life?
What? No more quaint calls. Next.
Bear, I'm an international bat shaver. I shave all my bats. I shoot the Middle Church League. Am I living the softball high life?
Well, yeah, that's real nice. Yeah.
Hey Bear, I got a DeMarini bat, wearing shirt and logos hat, hitting evil balls off the GT. Am I living the softball high life?
You're absolutely right. You are living the DeMarini softball high life. Hang on a minute, I'll be right over. If you want to live the softball high life, get yourself a DeMarini. Oh yeah, you're living the DeMarini softball high life.